Jet Rose for Tom speaking to NOLA.com at McKinley High School with Nick Wiggins, getting ready for his senior season over here for the Panthers. And starting the spring of your junior year this past year, you were getting a lot of college attention, started coming here from a lot of coaches. We were just talking about Tulane was the first to offer a couple months ago, but you're up to 9 now. ULL, ULM, Colorado State, Arkansas State, Louisiana Tech, McNeese State, Memphis, Southern Miss. When you got the first one, what was that like to hear, and then to have them keep coming? What's that been like?
When I got my first offer, I was just blown, amazed. Just like I know I'm going to college for sure.
Yeah. And you're a guy. We were just talking about Kirk Lewis last year when they had that big group coming through here of some highly touted seniors that we knew were going to go play some college ball. He was telling me before last school year started, keep an eye on Nick. Nick's kind of the guy. Was the first offer the point where you realized this was real for you, or did you realize you kind of had the potential earlier on? Because some of the older guys certainly were starting to realize.
I kind of feel like that I've been had the potential, but that just strived me to go farther and just.
Yeah. What was it like to see some of those guys sign too? Because that was a big group for y'all to sign. Y'all had, I think, 5 in here that day in the cafeteria, and then some other ones kind of found some spots right after that. To see that many guys that you've been playing with for years say, I'm going to Arkansas State, I'm going to Daniel, going to Yale, stuff like that. What did that mean to some of you guys that were going to be coming back?
It means that we had to do what we got to do to get to their position. And everybody dreams of going to college playing football for everybody can't go to D1 schools, but just college is the next level. And I feel like that watching those guys made me want to just push myself even harder because I wanted to be in their position.
So obviously, it's kind of like an inspiration type deal. Is there any kind of competitive chip on your shoulder with as much attention as went to those guys like you and Jawan, Ruffin, and folks coming up this year? Do y'all have a sense of, we've heard so much about them, we're ready to show we can do this, or we want to get as many as them, or anything like that, just in terms of making y'all's own mark in y'all's own kind of way? Is there any kind of sense of that for y'all?
Yeah. We just feel like now it's our time to shine, for us, our time to step up and make plays and, carry the team on our back this year.
What's it going to be like to be a leader this year, to have those guys that had been kind of more vocal and stuff the last several years, to have them be gone and be y'all's team? What changes for y'all at all?
Basically, we just know that everybody has to step up, make plays. We got to step up for the leaders that's gone. Just.
Is that going to be noticeably different for you? Did you have to lead much last year, or with that big senior class, was it easy to just kind of do you?
I played a big role in the leadership last year too, so it's some of the same stuff.
6'3", 209, play a lot of defensive end linebacker, but we were just talking about, play some safety maybe, playing some wide receiver and stuff this year. Colorado State's looking at you as a tight end. You ran a 4.42 40 at UL, which is pretty impressive at your size. What have been some of the things you've heard from some of the college coaches about things that they've been impressed with you about, or that they like about you and your game?
Like most coaches, they told me they like how I come off the edge as the pass rusher. So they just know that they want me to play like the linebacker, defensive end, get some pass rush.
What's it like to have to kind of try and juggle some of those responsibilities, to have 5 positions that you got to be fluent in to be able to step in when necessary? Is it tough to keep up with all of them, or?
Yeah, it's real tough. It's real tough to keep up with.
Do you, when you I mean, when you move back there and you're playing like a strong safety type position, have you noticed any parts of that help you when you're playing linebacker, you're playing defensive end, or that when you're playing defensive end, you're learning things that help you more at
Yeah. It gives me a chance to observe like everything from the outside linebacker to the safety. Just it give me a better sense of urgency to find a ball.
Most of the schools, other than Colorado State, are looking at you primarily as like a pass rusher on the edge.
Yeah.
Is that where you feel most comfortable? Or
Yeah. Yes, sir.
have you primarily played like a defensive end linebacker type position most of your football?
Yes, sir. Like, I came in McKinley my freshman year playing defensive end, so they just wanted me to come off the edge, just rush the pass to get to the ball, and I feel like that's the best thing for me.
Have you noticed from being a guy that came in with some big potential to where you are now as an older guy, have you noticed big progress in certain areas? And I guess if so, what have been some of the things that you've been most impressed with or most pleased with that you've been able to kind of take steps forwards in high school, or that you've learned along the way, or anything like that?
Got faster. I know, coaches. I'm taught by great coaches, and they taught me how to get to the ball quicker. They showed me a few moves, and I just moved with it.
Are there any specific things this year that you're looking at kind of improving upon, other than maybe having to be a little bit more of a leader with some of the other leaders now gone, or is it just kind of a little bit of everything?
Basically, it's just a little bit of everything, really.
Do you have any thoughts in mind, I guess, first going forward in the recruiting process? Are there any schools that you really like to go visit or have planned to go visit in July or in the fall or anything like that? Or are you still working through some of that?
Yeah, we got Arkansas State on the 18th. They got like a big pack weekend. Go check that out. And pretty all right with UL. I talk to their coaches like every day, so
You probably end
real
up going to see them at some point before the end of the summer.
Yeah.
Some of these schools you mentioned, Arkansas State is where Kirk ended up going. Tulane, Keon ended up signing down there. And his older brother, not a McKinley guy, but a lot of you guys probably know him from just the area. And some of these schools, you guys have guys that either from McKinley or just the Baton Rouge area that ended up going to those schools. Do you hear much from those guys about those schools and saying, when it comes down to it, like, you need to come play over here, stuff like that?
Yeah, I talk to Kurt and Keon like every day. They tell me how practice go and how they work.
They're liking their spots so far?
Yeah.
Does any of that, I guess, register with you as something that, you'd like to go play with one of them or anything like that? Or that's just, that's kind of like a side thing that if it happens, it happens. If not,
like if it happens, it happens.
Are there any things in particular that you're looking at when it does come time to make your decision in terms of what are going to be the main factors? Do you want to stay close to home? Are you looking for a certain academic program? Do you want to play as a freshman? What are some of the things?
I definitely want to play as a freshman. So, staying home, it's not really a big thing to me. I just want to go where it's going to feel like home and I get the chance to play.
So I guess the school environment, coaching staff, and playing time sound like your big things. Do you have any mindset of wanting to make a decision early, late, just when it feels right? Would you like to wait until signing day? Would you like to get out the way sooner than that? Or it's just kind of play it by ear?
Just kind of play it by ear. No real rush, really.
Any other, I guess, thoughts on this last senior season now, and what y'all are hoping to accomplish in your last year representing McKinley, or at least wearing the McKinley uniform? Are there certain things that y'all have talked about that we need to beat this team, or we need to win this many games, or we need to get this far in the playoffs, or anything like that?
No, we just try to take one game by game and try to win all of them. Just go out, compete, and be disciplined. We got to Coach Priest be more disciplined this year, because that's where our biggest downfall was last year. You know, we had the talent, but we just wasn't that disciplined. So coach preaches discipline this year. You know.
There you go. Nick Wiggins over at McKinley High School getting a bunch of college attention already, and probably more to come this fall once you guys get out there. For NOLA.com, and Tom Spickey and Jarrett Roser.